Welcome back. At the end of the previous part, we were left with a burning question. Who took the photograph? Photograph in question is this one. Incriminating photograph. A photographic print taken at the moment the victim was attacked. My friend Ray can be seen leaning over Miss Brett. So we have a look here. To me, it's very obvious. Straight away how we can easily identify who took the photograph. Because if we look over here, similar pattern right there. You can see it. There's a crack. There's a crack in the image. Is there a way to get a zoom in on this? I can't figure out a way to zoom in. Can I just do that and that'll zoom in? Can you zoom in for me? Thank you. There you go. You see the crack right there in the top right. We don't need what they're saying. That crack is clearly on the actual lens itself, and that crack is right here. So, burning question is, who took the photograph? And the truth is, I have the answer. Careful now. This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. I simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal. What? No, you can't possibly. But as you so boldly claim that you can, please do enlighten us. Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name. How utterly underwhelming. Did you... However, I am able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals the important details about the photographer's identity. What? Very well then, counsel. Present your proof to the court. Which piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mystery photographer? Well, the newspaper. Present it.
Take that!
And party. What? What is that? The newspaper again? Raucous England's attorneys tell all. It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph. If you look at it closely, you'll notice that there are some white lines on the right-hand side. Ah, yes, indeed. They had already caught my eye, as it happens. Huh. What of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably? From the branches of a tree or the like. The tree? You what, mate? There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you. Now, if you look closely at this photograph, oh, so many dots, good gracious! Yes, exactly the same pattern of lines is present on this photograph too.
Objection!
Well, that tells us nothing. Aha, yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely, from the branches of a tree. There wouldn't be any trees growing inside a hut at the beach, Counsel. No. What's quite remarkable about it is that the two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such an extraordinary similarity have transpired? The curious matching pattern that appears on both photographic prints is a result of a camera defect. It's the only thing that makes sense, really, isn't it? Obviously, it must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs. With the photographic device. Yes. We can confidently say that the camera's lens must be scratched. Or broken. And that the scratched lens causes unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the device. In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera. There must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one.
Objection!
I think you're forgetting, Professor Ouchie, that one of the photographs featured in the newspaper article. A newspaper... Ah. That's right. The author of that article is the mystery witness to this crime. Oh, that was quiet. What? That's my reaction, yeah. I see why you called a raucous England attorney. What are you yelling about? You've already testified. It's many memo, I tell you, many memo. Mini memo. Yep. Seki-san, what was that? Did you say many memo? Ever since I returned to Japan, a reporter from the Shoyin News has been hounding me, following my every move. A reporter by the name of Raiten Many Memo. Yes, hounding me from dawn to dusk. Ah, now that he mentions it. There he is. So the blue mark on your hand as well. What's going on there? Didn't notice that last time. They secretly spy, snapshot, scribble stories, and scupper my privacy. Could that same reporter be? A camera to the left of him, a notebook to the right. There I am, stuck in the middle with Raiten Many Memo. So you're saying that this picture was taken by... By Many Memo, yes. My lord, your excellency, Esquire. Officer, find this newspaper reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom. You will adjourn for a short recess in the meantime. Oh, yes, your excellency. As you say, your excellency. And one more thing. I want this knife, the murder weapon, examined for traces of poison. You will solicit the assistance of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood? T-pose. A lot of dots. Meh. Many memo. Oh, many memo. I think we've done well so far. To be continued. Right now. When it lets me. Do you want to save? No. I don't need to save. I'm an expert at this. I've just jinxed myself. 13th of August, 10:41 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendant's lobby... Sorry, antechamber. Thinking future here. Number 3. I'm so sorry, Suzuto. I should have told you about the toxin. Hey. So many dots. You have a strong sense of responsibility, I know. That's why you decided to shoulder the burden alone. No, that's not it at all. I was scared of my failure coming to light, that's all. So I hope to retrieve the substance from the Englishwoman before anyone found out. So many dots. Before the trial started, do you remember what you said, Susato? That you had no doubt in your mind about my innocence, that you'd stand by me to the last. I remember. And yet I didn't deserve your trust in me. I hid important details from you, Suzuto. I completely betrayed your faith in me. Hit me, Suzuto. I deserve it. No, in fact, throw me to the floor. No, that's too good for me as well. Drag me through the city streets. I'm no better, you know. Oh. Even though in my heart I knew that you'd pulled the knife blade from Miss Brett's back, there was just a brief moment when in my mind I doubted you. Suzuto, I'm sorry. After I stood here and promised you that I'd stand by you and always be on your side, I betrayed your faith in me too. And as such, I failed you as a lawyer. Oh, no. I think this situation has taught both of you a valuable lesson. Placing your unbridled faith in another is no easy task. Yes, Father. That fact has certainly struck home. Which is why I can see more clearly now. So, Ray? Yes? Can you find it in your heart to forgive me? A lot of dots. Oh, Suzuto. You know you'll always be my gallant, dashing lawyer in my eyes now. Oh, Ray. Quite a few dots. I was so scared, you know. When it happened, I didn't know what was going on. The English woman was sitting at the back of the hut, listening to what I was saying. I know it was you who stole the poison. Well now, whatever do you mean? And then, a moment later, she suddenly got to her feet. Before collapsing on the floor in front of me, with a knife in her back. It all happened right before my eyes. And you were the only people in the hut at the time. That's right. Just Miss Brett and myself. There was no one else. So I just don't understand how she could possibly have been stabbed like that. A great mystery indeed. I still can't believe it happened. That's why I just couldn't bring myself to speak up. So many freaking dots. It will be alright. However it happened, and whatever really went on by the sea that day, I promise you that I'm going to prove everything you said you saw is true. Spoken like a true Mikataba. Now, I think we should discuss what's come up in the trial, don't you? We don't have much time. We must make sure we have our facts in order. Yes, I expect the poison is going to come under close scrutiny in the upcoming proceedings. The police should hopefully have identified it on the blade by now. The trouble is, it's a completely new laboratory-synthesized blend of alkaloids. The police won't have any way of testing for it. Oh, I see. Yes. Without this chemical reagent, it's impossible to detect the toxin. Well, bloody give it them then! Chemical reagent? I sent a colleague of mine off with some earlier to deliver to police headquarters. Alright, that's fair enough. I think perhaps you should have some as well, though. Just in case. The chemical reagent has been entered into the court record, a special indicator solution for a new poison under development by my father's team. It's been created in strict secrecy and exists only in my father's laboratory. Chemical reagent. I want to get a good look at that, see what it says on the bottle and stuff. Seems like it has a dropper as a way of moving the poison out of the bottle. So many dots. What's the matter, Suzuto? You suddenly, are very quiet. It's this newspaper article. Exclusive. Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. I'm wondering how the information got out, given that it was a government secret. It was all the Englishwoman's doing. What? It was when the professor and Soseki-san were being interviewed at the laboratory. That so-called English lady swaned in and without any compunction said to Professor Mikutaba, "Oh, Professor, surely your guests would love to hear about your work on the substance there." It put me in a very awkward position, to be frank. Alright, Frank Mikutaba. But Soseki-san's curiosity had been piqued, so I had little choice but to give him a cursory introduction. So then, Soseki-san knew about the poison? Yes, and it's highly likely that the reporter who was writing up the story about us would have caught a glimpse of the toxin too. This Menimemo-san. By the way, did that reporter join you all when you went to the beach? Oh, no, I don't remember the reporter being there. Indeed, he shouldn't have been. I very much doubt anyone would have wanted him there. Oh? A known criminal had been given permission by the authorities to bathe by the seaside. Soseki-san pointed out that inviting a reporter might be problematic, so the man was sent back to his office. Yet he obviously didn't go back. He secretly followed the party to the beach and took this very candid photograph. And then presumably he posted it, anonymously, to the police. Ah. Quite a few dots. Yes. That must be what happened. Quite a few dots. Counsel, we just heard that the new witness is now ready to testify. The trial is about to resume. Please proceed into the courtroom at once. Where are your eyes, mate? It's time to steel ourselves once again, then. Defense attorney, Ryotaro Naruhodo. Yes. Ray has put her faith in me now and told me everything. So I can't let her down. I have to prove that what she's telling the court is true. I have to prove what really happened that day. Oh, cripes. 13th of August, 11:30 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Courtroom number 1. Oh, the courtroom number 1 is a lovely red paint job. Oh! I hereby call this court to order as we reconvene to continue the trial of Ray Mbame. Prosecutor Ouchie, have you summoned the new witness? A lot of dots. Before I address that question, Your Excellency, I have some very important news to share. Oh? What news? And why does he look so happy about it? During the recess, with the collaboration of Professor Mikutaba's laboratory at Yume University, the police re-examined the knife that was used to end Miss Giselle Brett's life. Excellent. I admire your rapid handling of the matter. Oh, too kind, Your Excellency, too kind. I was merely carrying out your instructions, of course. I had the reagent delivered to the police headquarters by rickshaw so it would be there in time. But judging by the man's swagger, I fear we might need to brace ourselves for the inevitable. And, Counsel, what were the results? A lot of dots. This dagger, which was so cruelly used to end the life of the victim, has no trace of poison anywhere along its blade. What? Are you sure about that? I would stake the reputation of the police on it. Armed with a reagent, the test is extremely simple. They couldn't have made a mistake. The murder weapon has been entered into the court record. A small knife from the scene of the crime that was found in the victim's back. No trace of poison was found on the blade. In short, the accused's feeble excuse earlier has been utterly destroyed. Oh my, is she okay? Are you okay? Now the prosecution is ready to call the new witness. The newspaper reporter who managed to capture a photograph of the crucial moment. Good. Very well, officer, bring in the witness. No trace of poison on the knife. But if that's really the case... Pull it together, Susato. How could the toxin have entered the victim's body? Through the pen, maybe? Maybe that explains the ink? Because, oh, yeah. If you, like, hold on. Right. So if we're assuming, like, can we get a good look at this? Because it looks like it's a dropper mechanism. Can we have a look at that? Nothing appears obviously out of the ordinary here, does it? The label appears to be written in a foreign language that I don't know. It's German, so your knowledge of English is going to be of little help here, I'm afraid. Couldn't you just have written medicine on it in Japanese? That we'd all be able to read it. German is the international language of medicine, my dear. But yes, I can certainly see the merit in labeling the bottle in Japanese. Though I am not sure medicine would be entirely appropriate. No, it wouldn't be. So that seems to be the only thing here, but I'm thinking... Say this is a dropper mechanism. And this is a fountain pen. What can you do with fountain pens? You can fill them up with a liquid, usually ink. But you could fill this up with the poison. You could easily fill it up with the poison, couldn't you? Let's investigate this. If we take off the pen's lid... Yep, fountain pen. Now let's unscrew the barrel, shall we? This must be the little reservoir that holds the ink. Yes, you fill it by drawing ink from a bottle up through the nib. Quite a few dots. Is something wrong, Father? Just that there doesn't actually appear to be any ink in there, that's all. Oh yes, you're right, it's pretty much empty. And it could be on the verge of running out, I suppose. Ah, the details of the fountain pen have been updated in the court record. That's what's gonna happen. He's drawn up the bloody poison with the bloody fountain pen. We've done it. Figured it. We solved the problem already. Right, poison article. Let's see what else we got on here. Ah, yes, this must be the victim's blood. Oh dear. Blood is never a pretty sight, is it? I never can fight the urge to run it under a hot tap and get it clean. You've always been fastidious about cleanliness, haven't you? I think this is something else, Father. Is it the handle? Is there anything else? Just the blood. Okay. Nothing special going on there. Let's have a look at the poison article. Doesn't like I can't inspect it any further, so it's like okay. Right, so witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Right, and main memo is showing your nose. What people like to call a journo. What's a journo, Father? Do you know? It's simply a contraction of journalist. I'm there when the news breaks, putting pen to paper to catch those scoops so they're in print the next morning. Ow! They don't call me the hero of the herald for nothing. The nice guy of news. Oh, so it was you who took this photograph, was it? A lot of dots? Well, well, what have we here? I'm sorry? Hold on. What is that on your... Oh, he's an RM, isn't he? He's an RM and like we'll give it a moment, When he puts his arm down, we'll talk about it. Oh, brace yourselves, people. My memo senses a scoop in the offing. Right. You see his arm there? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. His arm there. It's that symbol right there. It's that, and he's RM. It's his pen. There we go. We've done it. Female student up to foul play, defended by curiously handsome young lawyer in Supreme Court. The readers will lap this up. We'll set it above the fold at a 72 point in a 5-leg format from the morning edition. What? Huh? Right then. Let's start with your name. Oh, it's Ryotaro Naruhodo. Next, what made you want to become a lawyer? I wanted to reform our country's legal system, I suppose? Ryotaro has suddenly become very ambitious, I see. I just borrowed Kazuma-sama's dream for a while. By the way, my name is Takatsuchi Aoichi. That's Taketsuchi Aoichi? The so-called dark horse of the Supreme Court. My objections strike fear into every defense lawyer's heart. Yep. No, the readers won't buy that. Huh? Witness. Yes? What this court demands to know is whether or not you were responsible for the taking of this picture. It was delivered anonymously to the Imperial Police Bureau only yesterday. Yeah, I wouldn't be a journo if I didn't click quick when presented with a scoop like that now, would I? Sometimes stories call out to me, sometimes I have to chase them down, but either way, you've got to be fast. Fast legs to run with, and fast hand to write with. It's no good if you don't note it down, I always say. That's what I call my menimism. What? Oh my god. Menmimoism. Ah, yes, I remember your face. We met that day when you were interviewing myself and Soseki-san. Yes, right. Well, that was me. Menimemo again. But you were supposed to go back to the Shoyu news offices after our meeting. But the scoop is, I didn't. Because that Englishwoman's words have piqued my journalistic interest. Miss Brett's words. Ah, criminal left to do as she pleases, just because she happens to be a British citizen. Oh, we need a new pencil now, mate. It's horse dung. This country's judiciary is rotten to the core. At least he's got one behind his ear, though. The Supreme Court's rulings aren't worth the paper they're written on. The police are just imperial pawns. Stay your tongue, young man. There are complex political issues at play. Well, anyway, I quickly jotted down those words she said in my memo pad. Are you ready? I'll read it out. It's all here. Right, here goes. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast. You need another one now. A serious criminal going on some junket? The people need to know about this. That's why I decided to sneak after them. To get the woman's story, so I could hammer her in the press. Do you mean to say that you did indeed witness it firsthand? The grim scene portrayed in this photograph. Oh yes, I saw it with my very own journo eyes. From start to finish, through the viewfinder of my trusty camera. Thank you, Many Memo-san. You will now give a formal testimony before the court. You will state exactly what it is that you witnessed of the events surrounding Miss Brett's death.